This is The Project. Welcome back.
And happy birthday to... no. What if I told you that Bill Gates wants to track you using microchips hiding inside his COVID-19 vaccine?
What?
I know, Pete. And what if I blew your mind by telling you that 5G communications towers weaken your immune system? Well, I'd probably lose my job because it's not true. But there are some amongst us, however, who believe otherwise.
Royal Commission demanded into this pandemic now.
Yeah! May 10 and hundreds converge on Victoria's Parliament House. At first glance, they were objecting to the government's lockdown laws. But their concerns didn't stop there.
Vaccinations are being forced on us.
Where's the evidence they are safe?
Interwoven with the cries for the easing of restrictions was a range of fringe ideas.
We want to know why 5G towers haven't had safety studies done. Censorship is mind control.
They are trying to control us.
This virus is a hoax. Arrest Bill Gates! Arrest Bill Gates!
The protesters were mobilised by this Facebook page, 99% Unite. It's us or them. A page that today has more than 55,000 members.
I didn't create this phenomenon. All I did was start talking and people would listen.
That's the group's founder, former security guard trainer Thanos Panagidis. He was one of 10 arrested during the, at times, testy protest.
Look at this intimidation!
You're being told! Move back!
Deep down inside, people know that whatever's going on at the moment just reeks of bullshit.
The group's philosophy seems guided by anger. Smashing TVs and computer monitors in protest of the government and the media.
This is what I think of your neurological linguistic programming bullshit.
It's a type of mindset born of a paranoia sweeping the globe, unreasonable and excessive conspiratorial thinking.
Conspiratorial thinking describes a set of ideas that members of a community engage in when they believe that there are hidden forces at work.
A conspiracy theory is really a theory that goes against the grain of what we know with regards to evidence and facts.
If all scientists and all leaders agree on something and you don't like it, conspiracy theories sort of offer you a way out.
And conspiracy theorists are looking hard for ways out.
So there's something that we know called confirmation bias. It's when we look for evidence that backs up our belief system.
Everyone's thinking is biased to some extent, but conspiratorial thinkers, they have a confirmation bias that runs on steroids. They're out there trying to twist and turn every piece of information they receive to fit their conspiracy.
Conspiratorial thinking isn't anything new, but in the middle of a pandemic, it's rife.
A pandemic is fertile ground for conspiracy theorists to do their work.
What happens under crisis conditions like war, economic downturn or pandemics is that the number of people in a community exposed to stress increases.
If you're already feeling a bit powerless and vulnerable or you're threatened by uncertainty, that just makes it all the more likely that you're going to believe in a conspiracy theory.
They're lying about the death toll. It's the flu.
Every conspiracy you pretty much ever heard of is all pretty much true.
The global rollout of super-fast 5G technology is a huge jump in telecommunications, and according to science, the WHO and the Australian government, it's completely safe for humans.
There are very strict guidelines, and certainly here in Australia, to ensure that radiation levels are actually very low and far too low to actually hurt you at all.
But for some, the science falls on deaf ears.
The fear of impending 5G cell towers is spreading.
If you don't think something like that can hurt you, go and ask yourself how a microwave works. Microwaves.
They claim 5G radiation causes human cells to overheat, and this is responsible for everything from cancers to increasing susceptibility to COVID-19.
Some believe it's a question of life or death.
I can feel it, a real sickening feeling like when you've got sun poisoning.
Again, this is nonsense.
It's just bollocks.
Yet, however baseless their assertions, it's led to 5G cellular towers around the world being vandalised.
Cyprus, Belgium and Ireland.
Zero G now.
And Australia's not immune. This Cranbourne West mobile phone tower lit up in the dead of night. Counter-Terrorism Command attended the scene and the arson squad is investigating.
I think there's a contagion factor effect here, where people see someone else doing that and they think, well, perhaps if I get on board, then perhaps I'll have a sense of belonging.
They burn, bro.
Last Tuesday, a poll revealed around 1 in 8 Australians blame 5G as well as Bill Gates for the spread of coronavirus. That is, despite the Microsoft founder tipping in around $153 million into COVID-19 research and relief.
You know, we're in a crazy situation, so there's going to be crazy rumors.
If you think this kind of conspiracy conspiratorial thinking is trivial or inconsequential, think again.
Where it does become a problem is when it begins to scapegoat or blame certain groups of individuals in the community. For example, there are some conspiracy-based groups blaming doctors, nurses and other health workers for the pandemic.
You honestly think this thing's that deadly?
There's never anyone in line.
Yeah, it's a hoax. Where's all the patients? Where's the lines of sick people?
There's hospitals around the world that are empty with nurses jumping around putting videos on Instagram because they're bored.
There are some conspiracy-based groups in the pandemic blaming government employees, and there are some conspiracy-based groups that are blaming ethnic minorities, and that is extremely unhealthy.
They can also become really dangerous and a threat to democracy.
Sorry to keep you waiting, complicated business.
In 2016, conspiracy theories helped Donald Trump win an election. Data scraping firm Cambridge Analytica identified American voters who were more prone to conspiratorial thinking and targeted them with tailored ads to influence their vote.
Whispering into the ear of each and every voter.
Misinformation and mistruths echo still.
Obamagate. It's been going on for a long time.
I can tell you that there is a significant amount of evidence that this virus came from that laboratory in Wuhan.
At the moment, in a lot of countries, there's leaders who are out there endorsing fringe views and blatantly lying to people. So it changes the social norms. You know, if the leader can do it, so can I.
World leaders aside, an outrageously large amount of equally absurd ideas are still coming from one place in particular.
Conspiratorial ideas are spreading primarily through Facebook.
There's no doubt the internet is fueling clicks like this.
Being part of such a group of like-minded thinkers gives them that sense of community, that sense of belonging, right? They're part of the enlightened group. And of course, you can quickly whip up a conspiracy theory and it'll travel with the speed of light.
These measures aren't going to stop shit. They're there for one reason: to control people.
Facebook is awash with misinformation and dangerous inaccuracies presented as truth. According to its CEO, Mark Zuckerberg, in the heart of the pandemic, independent fact-checkers have added warning labels to around 50 million posts. However, these posts remain online for people to see.
If you're saying something that is just wrong, it is spreading quickly, but isn't going to put people in imminent risk, we don't take that down, but we stop it from spreading, generally.
It's vaccinations today, what is it tomorrow?
So whether it's misinformation about vaccine efficacy, Bill Gates, 5G, adrenochrome, spirit cooking, or Celine Dion's supposed satanic clothing line for kids...
Don't get me wrong.
Conspiracy theorists truly believe they're trying to help you. Unfortunately, the reality is they're doing anything but.
Really, if you're faced with a hardcore conspiratorial thinker, you're not going to sway them with evidence. If anything, they're going to turn against you and accuse you of being in on the conspiracy. So it's best just not to engage with them.
And these 5G conspiracy theories have spread really quickly, ironically, because of 5G. I think anytime there's a big event, whether it be Man on the Moon, 9/11, conspiracy theory, they're going to attract conspiracy theories.
Well, of course, because it's human nature when you're feeling so out of control as well, and you don't want to maybe accept the fact that you are completely out of control and quite insignificant as humans on this earth, I can sort of get why having at least a conspiracy theory is something to connect to and to attach to, and weirdly it can maybe give you comfort.
But it doesn't actually give you control though.
It doesn't, but I can understand when there's nothing else to explain it, that it is an anchor. It mightn't be the right anchor.
But don't you think there's lots to explain it? You're choosing to ignore a particular explanation for another one that actually means you have no control. So I don't quite get, I mean, you know, I don't subscribe to them, but I don't quite get the attraction.
Yeah, I think you're one of those people that, you know, you always say to people, is a conspiracy theory or just a mistake or just human nature? And there will always be certain people that dislike the conspiracy theory.
Well, yes, clearly. There is an attraction, even if I don't share it. There were a lot of different views, we should point out, a lot of different views in that package. Not everyone in the story believes all of those different theories, just to be clear. We did reach out to Thanos Panagiottis for comment, but he declined.
It's time for a break. More Project coming up. Stay with us.